After some kids hire Deadpool to kill Santa Claus, Wade asks why they would want something so absurd. And when the boys explain that all of them woke up with no presents that Christmas, Deadpool says they wouldn't have enough money to hire him, but to his surprise, the kids immediately throw a pile of money on his desk. And after Wade asks where they got all that cash and they say they raised it through an online fundraiser, Deadpool finally agrees to the job and travels to the North Pole to hunt Santa down, eventually reaching his house after 3 days and quickly breaking in, but only to be met by Mrs. Claus shooting at him with a shotgun. However, after Wade successfully disarms her and says he's just there to talk to her husband, she starts leading him to Santa, and Wade comments that he's even tearing up with emotion just being there, which Mrs. Claus replies is probably just because of Santa's smell, since he sadly hadn't showered in months. And once Deadpool meets Santa and finally asks why he disappeared, Santa replies that this new generation of crybaby kids didn't deserve any presents and quickly hits Wade with his hammer, sending him flying across the room. The two then start fighting, and Deadpool actually is shocked by Santa's strength and speed, which Santa explains that making billions of gifts every year ended up making a great workout. However, after Wade breaks his nose and also breaks his knee, Deadpool gets ready to finish the job, but ends up feeling bad about pulling the trigger, saying he couldn't just kill Santa and demanding to know the real reason he hadn't delivered any presents that Christmas. Mrs. Claus then reveals it was because the head elf, Tinsel, betrayed them, explaining that Tinsel was a great worker and did everything perfectly, but his greed took over his head and he tried to sell the toy production to big corporations, which Santa obviously refused, saying he didn't do it for money, causing Tinsel to spark a rebellion among the other elves and convincing them to flee with him, abandoning Santa. Wade then rushes to Tinsel's private factory, and just as the elf is threatening to kill an employee's husband for her taking 2 extra minutes on break time, and Deadpool suddenly shows up to save her by killing Tinsel, who immediately starts running in panic through his factory. And even though Tinsel tries to take an elf hostage, Deadpool is faster and just finishes him off instantly, freeing all the elves from his evil tyranny and quickly taking them back to Santa, who now thanks Wade for everything he did, allowing him to help deliver the missing Christmas presents for the year.